there was a woman who spoke to you at one of the shows where she said, oh, there's this bindi and this, salwar kameez. Don't you think you're selling this image, of this Indian woman to the West? And I loved what you said. You were like, why not?
But yeah.
The idea of this Indian mom needs to be out there because first of all, we're lots of us.
Yes.
And secondly, we're funny.
Yeah.
Has that been a regular question that
a lot of, you know what it is? I'll tell you, what I have found, and this is a sad finding, but I think you will be the right person to talk to about this. What I have found is that women who don't need to work for a living, women who have a lot of affluence and exposure to the world, women who are protected by their husbands and brothers or dads or whatever their life circumstances, they feel free to judge me and say to me that I'm living in the past, that India has moved on. No, they've moved on. Yeah. That 1-2% is vacationing in Switzerland. That 1-2% is wearing Gucci and Prada. My heart is with the everyday Indian woman. Yeah. I work for a living. I openly talk about it. My husband lost his job during COVID. We're a family of 5 living in Manhattan. I run that household. Yeah. My business supports many, many people who work for me, who have worked for me since day one.
So true.
Through COVID, through the ups and downs, I have paid everybody's salaries. I have paid everybody's invoices. That is a level of responsibility that I'm proud of. And I relate to the working Indian woman who needs to make money. And
that's why I relate to you.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But the women who are affluent and who like, oh, why is she presenting that India? Because that is my India. Yeah. Yeah. I have no desire to be part of your India.
Yeah.
I'm not here. Do you see me here thinking that I'm hobnobbing? I could go to any film premiere. I could go to any A-list party here because I'm here from America. For this moment, I'm cool.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not even delusional that this will go on forever. Mm-hmm. But in this moment, I'm cool enough that if I said I wanted to go, I could go.
100%.
But I have no desire.
Yeah.
You started the first open mic in India. I mean, the iconic nature of your work is what makes me want to do this over any other thing I could be doing. I have no desire to go to whatever restaurant everybody's coming out of by the paparazzi with their bags and jackets and whatever. Like,
hey, but let me say that, we would pap you, okay? We would pap you. The super fans would pap you, whether you're outside.
But pap me for my kurta.
Yeah.
Be proud of that. This is our clothes.
If you were standing outside Chedda stores or Siddhivinayak,
yes,
your super fans will pap you.
Yes, and I was outside Siddhivinayak.
And we were excited about that. We were like, where is she next?
Yeah.
This love is also unreal, But do you ever, when you meet people now, I just feel like, do you see that crazy love that they have for you? What do you make of it? Because I've always wondered what it's like to be, coming from nowhere, okay, and then becoming this sort of loved person. How does that make you feel?
I am ecstatic by it, but not for the reasons you might imagine. The fame and all, I don't really care. I came to it too late. Like, I'm 50. I don't really care if anybody's excited to see me and wants a selfie with me. I'm like past that stage. What I am proud of and what does excite me is that if you look at the world around us, right, it's on fire. Everybody's angry. There's a war. There's a president that's making everybody lose their minds. There's a prime minister that people hate or love or whatever. In all this anger and hostility, when people see me, they don't even know why they know me, but they smile.
Yes.
Because my association with comedy and good feelings is so strong that it's an instant. It's like an involuntary thing. And I see it constantly. Everywhere I go, people are like, huh.
Yes.
Because, it's not like they know me like Priyanka Chopra. It's not a big screen thing. Like that's a different thing. Oh, I want a photo with this star. It's not that. It's a lot of like, I shared your reel with my mom. Absolutely, and we agree.
Absolutely.
So I'm proud of that at a time when everybody's angry and upset, me and my family are a voice for joy and peace and calm in this world.
Which is what is so amazing, because I remember at one of the shows you talked about how your episode from the podcast that's about sex is actually being shown in universities to tell people that, hey, this is how you can initiate a discussion about the hard things in life with your family, with your children. And I want to ask you though that Zoya and both the boys, I feel like they're so mature, okay? Do you think for whatever reason, and good or bad, They had to grow up early.
Yeah, but not because of my career. They grew up because of our circumstances. We went through a really hard time, and I openly talk about it because it's another thing Indians don't do. We pretend like none of us go through hard times. Culturally, we've been wired to always only talk about our successes. Everybody's kid is a gold medalist. Everybody's apartment has doubled or quadrupled in value. Everybody's stock market is, it just statistically is not possible. You know?
Yes.
So my kids had to grow up. We had to build this business overnight because our life circumstances got very tough. And on top of COVID, which we were in Manhattan, we were the epicenter of the epicenter. The amount of death and destruction we saw in those years, like you can't even fathom it. We all thought we were going to die. I was doing shows under a tree behind the Metropolitan Museum in Manhattan. It was the Auntie Z tree. And at 4 p.m. every day, I was doing a free show. And we would just put out picnic blankets, and who came. The first show was 2 people, an ambulance, a dog, because, no one knew what it was. Yeah. The last show we did before Manhattan opened up was 200 families.
How amazing.
So it grew but we were freely giving everything away because we're going to die, people. Like, no way. We're the epicenter of the epicenter of the epicenter. There were mobile morgues, outside our building because we live right next to many big hospitals. Mm-hmm. All my friends who live in my building were doctors who were fighting this catastrophe at the front line. And you may not even know how they did it because back when they were still trying to find the cure for it, the doctors who were treating people had to wear hazmat suits. Yeah. And once they put them on, they couldn't come out of them. So they would leave their children home alone, lock the door because no help could come and go. And they would just be gone. And the children couldn't even reach them. They couldn't take the phone. They couldn't use the bathroom. The doctors were dealing with this, right? So for almost a year and a half, my job in the building was to check on everybody's kids. And we couldn't even go in and out of apartments. I was knocking on doors from the outside saying, are you okay? Do you want something? Should I leave some food for you? Those were the circumstances in which my kids grew up. And overnight had to be like, oh my God, you have to take life seriously.
Absolutely.
But they came out and I want to believe they blossomed out of it. Like, even though we were dealing with such dire, difficult things, they kept their sense of humor. We made funny videos. We were like, what can we do to add to this world?
And you really did. Yeah. The production of your videos still remains home style.
It is. I'm shocked by how much equipment and things we still shoot everything on the phone ourselves. We edit it ourselves and we upload it ourselves. There's no one involved.